Getting close to go time for a lot of tracks here in the Northeast, including the one that I'm going to talk about right here. Afton Motorsports Park is one of my favorite tracks, located off of I-88. I don't know if it's actually considered the southern tier, but basically you go to a little store north of Binghamton and take a left, and that's how you would get there. Ronnie Ford has been the man in charge there for 8 seasons now. This is 8th season coming up. They got a lot of things going on, including a very special race that they're going to start the season with. Ronnie was nice enough to pull over on the side of the road. He joins us right now. This recorded just past 3:30 on Friday. Ronnie, how we looking, man?
We're looking good, Doug. Loving this weather.
Yeah, and I saw some of the stuff. You guys put some clay down, so I would imagine this weather in the last week or so has been exactly what you needed.
It's been perfect. I mean, we got it down, we spread it out, we dished it up, we let it dry. It didn't get any rain. It dried out. We got it, graded in, and it's looking really good.
Nice. So what do we do in between? Because your first practice, by the way, is coming up a little over a week from today on Saturday, the 22nd, and that's another thing I got to make sure we remind you about, too. So what do you do in the meantime? Do you disc it up a little more, repack it? What do you do, or do you just leave it?
Well, basically now that it's down and it's in good shape, we actually won't dig it back up. We'll just water it. And actually, the best thing when you get it all down like this, and with this sun, it actually dries it out. You get it'll start cracking, and that's the best thing. And then you add some water, and the water will actually seep in those cracks and get it where you want it. So now we won't just get back up now. It's down to stay for right now.
Okay, of course, a couple days next week, they're saying some pretty heavy rain. Do we make any special concessions, or do we want it packed in so it doesn't soak in too much?
We'll just get it packed in and make sure it's sealed up and doesn't get too much moisture.
Was the clay from too far away? Because that's the one realistic thing down in Afton is there's not a lot of clay right there. Or is it?
Absolutely, it's too far away. Yeah, it's 2 hours trucking one way.
Wow. How many loads, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I mean, our track was in pretty good shape. I actually was telling guys we're putting down clay, and they were telling me we don't need any.
Oh.
We actually had clay that we had, which we put all that on turn 1 and 2. We put 12 loads on turn 3 and 4.
All right, so just enough to spread it out and make it a little thicker.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we had a good surface. It's not like we needed to resurface the whole track.
Nice, I'm glad. And, of course, I skipped over the one main thing because I talked to Ronnie about this a while ago. Saturday nights this year, what's been the feedback?
We've had mixed feedback. I mean, we had some of our Friday night guys complain a little bit. But overall, I mean, it sounds really good. We've had a lot of feedback, a lot of interested people. But I say until they come off that exit 7 off of Afton exit, and they pull in the first night, you don't really know for sure.
Okay.
But it actually, the feedback right now sounds pretty good.
What was the reason initially?
Just the 5 Mile Point thing.
Okay.
I mean, we're so close to Penn Can, who races on Friday nights. It's like, why butt heads? Let's try to, the 5 Mile Point actually shared cars with Penn Can, so we're hoping to now be the Saturday night track that shares car with Penn Can.
Gotcha.
And I mean, we got together with them, and we're on identical rules. All our rules are the same. Our tires are the same. Everything is identical. So, if you want to race Friday night there and come here Saturday, it's not like you got to go home and change tires and change this, and you should be all set to go.
Modified, Sportsman, 4-cylinder, 600 mods, and they're doing something interesting this year that's a little different. Basically, IMCA Modifieds and Slingshots every other week. So Slingshots will be on the May 6th opener, IMCA Modifieds on the 13th. What have you been hearing about that? Because IMCA has been I don't know, you tell me. I mean, it's. Well,
to be honest with you, Jake Maynard is the Northeast director or whatever he is for IMCA, and I flat out told Jake, I do not like IMCAs. And the reason I say that is because in the past we've ran them, we've paid good purses, we've done everything to accommodate them, and we just never got any support. So I told them, now they're just no place for them to race. So I told them we'll give you one more shot and see how it goes. But I mean, so we've had some interest.
And I know exactly what you mean, because I've talked to a lot of the guys who have done that, too. It doesn't seem to matter the purse, to be honest with you. It just seems like over the last few years, a lot of them have just kind of gone away, haven't they?
Yeah. It's not always the money,
No, it's not.
It's not. I mean, in the past, we've had some of their tour races. We didn't charge an entry fee. We didn't, we paid a decent purse.
Mm-hmm.
We did all the things to get cars there, and we get 12 cars. It just didn't make any sense. So.
Yeah.
So I told Jake, we'll give it one more shot, and then again, I'm hoping the every other week thing helps.
Yeah.
It's like maybe if guys got to travel somewhat to get here, every other week may be a little easier on them.
That's true. So we'll have to see how that works. But see, in Central New York, up here where we were, Ronnie, as soon as Fulton went late model, a lot of the IMCA drivers kind of always like late models anyway, so a certain percentage just moved to the late model, and next thing you know, like you said, you're down to 12, 13 cars. And that's kind of that magic number where you're like, should I keep going or not? Because 15, 16 is one thing, right?
I basically told Jake when we went over this whole thing, I said, if you can't get me 12 cars, I don't like putting 6 or 7 cars out for a heat race,
or 5,
and then you put 6 or 7 cars out for a feature.
Yeah,
I said if you can get 12 cars with 2 6-car heats, I can live with that in a 12-car feature. I said, so we'll see how it goes. But I certainly hope from the feedback we're getting that we're going to get 12 cars, so that should be good.
And I know a lot of you guys, and I've had some conversations with you off the record. You're looking for somebody to get a track for you. So if you really want to support this and make it work and maybe even become weekly next year, get your butts on out there. Support that, again, every other week for the IMCA Modifieds. Season opener is going to be a fun one, honoring one of the bigger names at Afton.
Yep. Me, Todd Stanton, that helps me out a lot. He does a lot of my PR and stuff. We were talking over the winter, and obviously Mitch kind of gave it up last year with his bad back and stuff. And I said, we got to do something for Mitch Gibbs. The guy he's just an ambassador to the sport, I mean, as far as like you'll say the Southern tier or whatever, I think he ranks up there with the Chuck Akulises and the guys like that, the Doug Worthings, and he just deserves, I think, to be recognized. And we're kind of thinking, let's not do a memorial race. Let's do it for him while he's here so he can enjoy it, not a deal where they're gone and you try to, to do something for him.
Yeah, I always thought the same thing myself. Let's honor him while he's still here. And the big thing, too, with Mitch, I mean, Utica Rome Speedway, he won a lot of races there. He won Fulton Speedway Championships. I mean, this guy's won in a lot of different places, and it's just unfortunate, like a lot of guys, that an injury has to sideline him. So, Mitch, if you're listening to this, man, we're thinking about you, and we hope things go well, and you can go on out and see everybody on the 6th. Did I miss anything, Ronnie?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. We touched bases with a lot of what's going on and what we did with the racetrack, and I think we did a good job here, Doug.
Nice. AftonMotorsportsPark.com. Everything is right there. I'm looking at the schedule right now. They've got it right there. All kinds of other information as well. Of course, they have a presence on Facebook as well, so make sure to look them up. But again, big change Saturday night this year at Afton. And Ronnie, I hope you have a great season. Please keep in touch, okay?
I will, Doug. Thank you very much.
All right, hit that blue E, guys. Subscribe, turn on notifications. If you really want to help me out, watch one of the ads before you skip it, okay? That's what makes me money. So don't necessarily skip over that ad as soon as it comes in the beginning or maybe even the middle. Help me out and do that. Hey, we're going to be ready this weekend. We'll be at Canandaigua tomorrow. We'll have lots of cool stuff here on the page after this.